We have a special guest today, Keeley Tase, and another fabulous agent from the North Carolina region. Is that correct?
Yes, Charlotte.
Charlotte. Oh yeah, we love Charlotte. We got
Yeah,
a lot of homies in the Charlotte area, right?
indeed.
We're all in the Bill Price posse.
I know. So am I.
Exactly. So for those of you that have been on the call before, you already know the rules. Those that are new, we asked if you're in a noisy environment or you have any background or any possibility of dogs breaking out into barking, go ahead and mute yourself. We do have a chat feature that if you have a question as the interview goes on, feel free to go ahead and type something in and we will work that in as we can. Also, if you have any aha moments or something that stands out, you're like, oh man, that was like a gold nugget, go ahead and type that in to share with other people. I'm sure it will resonate. And then Keeley, for you, we'll have a group on live, and then we get an even bigger playback as the day and the week goes on, and Cody will be recording this, so we will send you a copy of the recording.
Cool.
So let's start off with a little background on who in the heck is this Keeley Tase girl?
Well, first of all, I'm so glad to be with you all, and I'm humbled to even be asked to do this. So thank you. I'm so grateful to be with this company, and I've been here 2.5 years now. But background is I got my real estate license almost 25 years ago. I can't believe it. I was in my 20s and didn't have a lot of college and stumbled into a role with Shea Homes, which I know you all know.
Yeah.
3 Shea cousins came to Charlotte and started a division here, and I was their first employee here in Charlotte. And I was hired to manage the office. But when I found out what the on-site agents were making, I quickly got my license and was one of their first on-site agents here in Charlotte way back then. So since then,
I love the story with no greed in it at all.
none.
Show me the money.
Let me tell you, for somebody that doesn't have a lot of college, and thank God I can sell something. Thank God I can talk to people. So
Amen.
got that going for me. So anyway, so that kind of started it off, and I was in new construction then for 4 or 5 years. I diverted to an advertising role with a newspaper for 11, but still kept my license active and did some deals here and there. Went into commercial for a year. Was recruited to a commercial firm as a result of being with that newspaper. And then I was recruited to head up a large Keller Williams office here in Charlotte. So I grew it to about 400 agents, had enough. That's a very, if anybody on the call know, that's a very tough role, but I'm very grateful for my experience there, obviously. Stepped down out of that. I only did that for 2 years. That's all I could take. But I built such rich relationships within that market center. So stepped down, and then I became just one of the top agents in the market center selling for the next couple of years. And then I got a call from Rich Tomasini, who Bill Price
the
brought
call
over.
You'll never forget.
Indeed, yes. Because I fought him, and he'll tell you that I came out guns blazing and, don't even talk to me about EXP. And again, this was about 2.5 years ago. So I had people talking to me about it, but I'll tell you, it wasn't until somebody with some credibility and who sold the amount of houses that I sold every year and felt my pain. Because at the time I was selling about 50 homes a year by myself. I don't have a team. I've never wanted a team because I don't manage people well. So when he said that and shared that credibility, and that's going to be a big thing that I share today when attracting other agents, is it's important that we have a successful real estate business, right? And that we're in this. So that's what made it different this time, was hearing that he sold as much as I did, and there was just a layer of credibility that wasn't there before. So so once I heard that, I said, okay, I'm open to listening to you. If anything, I'm open-minded. Tell me what you got. And he proceeded to do that, and we met, and within 3 or 4 days, I was over. I'm very decisive when I decide on something.
So you're very resistant, but then you got the credibility. You looked and said, wow, if this person who's actually doing business is doing this, then maybe there's more here. And so I know it's been terrible for you since you moved over.
Rough, rough transition,
Yeah, you're from what I gather, you're Rich Tomasini's number one downline. And so your revenue share must be terrible that you have to deal with that every month. And with the stock going from, between $7 and $9 a share to upwards of upper 30s, that had to be awful too. So
Yeah.
I could see the resistance. Sorry, being very, very, very funny. So let's talk about the credibility, because you mentioned it and that's what got you here. And now you're a very successful recruiter, attractor, enroller, bringing other agents into EXP. Let's hear some of the Keeley secret sauce.
Initially it was such kind of a joke in the beginning. I am a big texter. I'm not good on the phone. I know my weaknesses and my strengths. And I'll tell you, in the beginning, I had so many, like I said, rich relationships with people in that Keller Williams office. And then also remember, I've been in the business for, I started in new home sales, and I've known agents in this market for 20 plus years as a result of that. So I just went to everybody that I knew, and I just really started texting people and saying, hope you're doing well. I don't know if you've heard, but I can't believe it. I've left KW for this new company, and I really feel obligated to tell you about it, because it's amazing. It's I've not seen anything like it in our market or anywhere. And I know all the models. So I'd love to share it with you. Now, obviously not everybody knows or has the relationships with agents in your market like I do. It's kind of a rare thing. But I will say that today, because I still, even though I'm earning some nice money on the revenue share side, I still sell at least 10 to 12 million a year in real estate. And I do that because there is no better prospect for us than that agent on the other side of the deal. There just isn't. And if we are not taking advantage of that, shame on us, shame on me, because I've been accused, I've not done it in some cases because I'm just lazy and I don't want to bother them and I don't want to bring it up and, all that kind of stuff. But I'll tell you, if you do a good job, and I'm on my best behavior these days with these real estate transactions. There was a time when I was a little more sassy in representing my clients. But I'm just easy, and it's just because I know at the end of that, if that's an agent that I want in my organization, then I'm going to ask them. We're going to have a conversation about it. So by the time you get to an end of a transaction, as we all know, we earn the right to talk to them about this company. That's what I believe anyway. And I'll tell you, just in the past, so I sold 10 homes last month, didn't even mean to, didn't want to. And I don't mean that. I'm very grateful. Don't get me wrong. I am very grateful for that business. But, probably 3 or 4 out of the 10, those agents are very close to coming over. And it's only because I started a conversation with them. And some you can tell if you want to wait to the end. I don't. I kind of in the middle somewhere, we're on the phone having a conversation about this or that and repairs. And I just say, hey, by the way, how long have you been at RE/MAX? And they tell me, and if it's 6 years or 10 years, I'll go, whoa, gosh, what am I missing? What do you love about it there? What do I need to know about RE/MAX, right? And they'll proceed to tell me. And so I think just the more conversational we can be about it and getting to know people and what they love or don't love about their current brokerage. I mean, you can hear a lot in those questions that you ask, and they want to talk about it a lot of times, because whatever you hear, we can then craft for our company. There's always something there that we can use to what's the word I want?
Set the hook.
Yeah, or help with their situation. We've got the cure to what ails them in some situation in their current firm. We just do.
So, what's interesting is that, we've obviously done, I don't know how many of these, but a ton of these interviews.
Yeah.
And a common theme that I hear from successful sales people and successful agents that are good at enrolling agents to come over into the EXP model. It's the same. How you're selling people is you're finding out, what they like, what they don't like, what's important, right? How you're attracting agents. It's the same conversations, different tool that you're selling. You're selling real estate brokers versus, selling you to help them buy or sell a home. So it's just taking that time to have that question and finding out what makes them tick. What do they like? My wife would say all the time, she's like, she's phenomenally strong buyer's agent. And when people are moving here from other markets, they don't know our city. I'm sure like if they come to Charlotte, and she'd always say, tell me what you loved about your last home. And I'd be like, well, that's complete. They're coming from New York. They're coming from, all these, she goes, trust me, they'll buy something not similar. It'll be similar, maybe a little bigger or, whatever. But anyway, good on you. I like that. So I think I like the fact when you said the earn the right. If you're in the transaction, you're going to do a great job for your client. I like the fact that you're going to put that one step further for our industry where we're going to be our best behavior together because it is a cooperative deal. Yeah, and then not waiting till the end, but somewhere in the middle, start working into this conversation. Love it.
Yeah.
So as far as your business, you screwed up and did 10 deals last month. Grateful, 10 deals. Where do you get your business from now?
So my business comes from my sphere of influence. It's all referral. Again, very blessed in that. I've never had to pay for a lead. And I think it's just the length of time that I've been here and the length of time that I've been in this world. But what I'll tell you, Joe, is I shouldn't say it's not as easy as all that.
Never is.
I do a pretty good job with social media. And as long as Facebook lets me post stuff about my business for free, I'm going to take advantage of it because there's going to be a day, and it's already starting, when, and I don't do anything with my business page. My assistant will post stuff there, but I am all on my personal page. I'm intermixing my personal life, the real Keeley, with my work life, and that's what people want to see, and that's what people identify with. So, and it's all top of mind. Like I said, I spent 11 years in advertising. So if I know one thing, you have to be consistent in your message. If you're in this for the long haul, you better be posting for the long haul. You've got to be consistent. And it's not that difficult. All we're doing is reminding people what we do, period. You're not saying every day, oh, call me to buy or sell. I'm here for you. It's not that. It's posting. If I'm showing a house, then I'm taking a picture of the front of the house and I'm saying, showing this Elizabeth beauty today. It's reminding them what I do. If there's an inspection the next day, then I'm talking about that. But whatever you're doing, even if you're a new agent, go visit model homes, take pictures and say, previewing this gorgeous home in Lawyer's Glen today. Would love to show you the community or something. I don't know, but there's ways to do it. It's all perception on social media. It's all perception. I can remember earlier in the year, I think January and February, I didn't sell anything. I wasn't selling anything. And then March was, what it was. And then it got really crazy in April when we got released from whatever it was. So, but I was still posting and I was still letting people know or reminding them what I did. And I can remember someone reaching out to me with some business like in February or something and saying, gosh, you are just slammed. You are killing it. And I was like, yeah, I am. When I really, I really kind of wasn't, but people want to do business with busy professional people. Right.
Perception is reality, right? So the perception that you're creating with them becomes their reality. And it's not tomfoolery or anything else, but if I have an agent that I know who's been a friend for a long time. Virtually every post he does is controversial, fight starting, politically driven. And I'm literally like, dude,
he's killing himself.
like you wonder why you're struggling, getting no business.
No.
You're like repel people at every turn. And so I like what you shared here about the idea of, and I too, I hire somebody to help do my business page, but I do my own personal on Facebook and intertwine the business and things like that. But I like that aspect of, if you're a new agent and you're out driving around, even if you're just previewing go to a new home, go anywhere, like, you're going in to renew your license, or you're taking a CE class, like talk about it. Let people know, hey, look, I'm still alive, right?
This is what I do.
I jokingly say everybody knows 10 real estate agents. I mean, unless they don't leave the house, right? So your job is to move from the bottom end of that rung into the top one or two, so that when they thinking about it, they're like, oh, Keeley's been killing it. We saw her stuff. So love it.
And the way you do that is just by being top of mind. It's just consistency is the key. That's it. It's why Coke still advertises, right?
Yeah.
Everybody knows Coke, but it's top of mind.
They're the #1 market share, and yet they still keep it rolling. So love it. All right. So we know that relationships are your game. Like you excel at that. What else do you do? You've got the long-term standing in the community. You're putting yourself out there, social media wise. What makes you strong at what you do, and why you're able to do 10 transactions in a month?
I'm just so driven, and I'm trying to figure out why. Like I told you earlier, we don't have children. It's like I don't have this big legacy thing in my mind. And Keller Williams always talks about what's your big why. And I don't know. I've just always been like driven, and I would like to think it's to help others. I do know that nothing fills me up like being able to help someone else or to be of service to someone else. And I think that in this business, we have an awesome opportunity to do that, to help people really emotionally and spiritually. I believe that I help my folks that way during this process because it's needed. Not that I'm a minister or anything like that, but I think my job is to make the process as easy for them as possible and as seamless and fun as for them as possible. And I say that up front. And I'll keep things from them, not in a way that's stuff, if they need to know something, I'll let them know. But if there's drama and there's stuff going on, it's my job to keep that off of them. And that can be stressful, as we know, and especially if you have multiple deals going. But I think just the job that I do, and the just being real honest and real transparent has earned me, some good business over the years. So
I love what you're going through, or what you're sharing here, because the big why thing, I don't know that drives everybody, right? And at some point, once you've accomplished a couple of your big whys, you realize that there's got to be something bigger. And what I'm hearing from you is a deeper satisfaction, right? Like internally, because it doesn't matter how many deals you're doing, you're going to be running into challenges during the transaction. Yeah. You're going to be facing some adversity, some adversarial aspects to it. And in order to push forward, if you make it bigger than you, it's going to make it a lot easier to overcome that. And I think in my experiences, a lot of the best agents out there care more about their clients than they do the actual paycheck. And yet we're all motivated to come into this business because of the opportunity financially that's available.
Very true.
But it's hard to stay motivated on that plane unless you have something bigger. So I love that. All right. So we got a question that said, what are the types of things, having recruited and attracted and enrolled agents into the EXP model, what are some of the things that you do and the organization that you're involved with do to help support the agents that are in the EXP, whether it be training, events, or calls, or anything along that line?
Yeah, and thank you for that, Cody. And that's where I was heading, but I forgot. So I have about 300 in my total organization, and on my front line, 30 something, I don't know. I'm not one of these people that I don't check my dashboard every 5 minutes like Bill Price. Just kidding. Not really, but
True, he does. I've been with him. I've been with him for 20 minutes and I saw
I know,
him.
you know. So with that, in the beginning, when I saw that this thing was really taking off and so forth, one of the bigger agents, I recruited a big local team over, and he and I had the same thought about opening up a brick and mortar. Okay, we've since then we you know, like he said, we hit it. We didn't hit it out of the park, but we hit the ball and tried. So we opened a small brick and mortar office space to take that objection off the table, because there was a lot of that in the beginning, right? Now, granted, some of it was a smoke screen, but there was a lot of it. So so we would say, we got brick and mortar. You know, it's the best of both worlds. We've got this cloud office, and we've got brick and mortar in South Charlotte. So it was, and I attribute it to attracting a good many agents in my organization. However, people just weren't going there. And I don't know if it's because, you know, the regular traditional real estate office where, you know, people are paid to be there, you know, the assistants and the closing coordinators and all of that. Maybe it's a little bit more different energy or whatever, but we just could never, other than getting together and have trainings, because we upfitted it and everything. You know, we had big screen TVs and a big place for training, and we really wanted to create a community. I thought that was necessary in the beginning, and I think it was. And I think, you know, we're glad that we did it. COVID has now shown us that we've been throwing money away for about 6 months now, and we're trying to sublease it. We've got about a year left on the lease, so we're going to sublease it. But what I do, I am always available to my agents, and it's a lot. I mean, I know probably some of you on here have more in your organization than 300, but you know, not only am I there for agents that are serious about revenue share and want to grow their organizations, but I'm there for their real estate business, because I tell a lot of them, you know, this is just for me, I don't involve our BICs for every little thing. Like if I have a legal issue, I'll go to the BIC. And I tell my people this, there are too many credible people in our organization that we can, you know, ask a question to. If it's a form or if it's something that most of us know, then call me. So, you know, so I get it. So I get some of that. I'm also, for the first time this Thursday, I am starting finally an accountability coaching group for people in my organization that are serious about revenue share.
Okay.
And I've said that I've been wanting to do this and wanting to do it, and I've put it off because I don't like to do it. I don't feel like I'm good at it. But you know what? I'm going to get uncomfortable, and I'm going to do this because I've got a handful of agents that want to be accountable and that are serious. So Keeley's got to get out of her comfort zone and do a little planning and not wing it for once, and just, you know, do this every week with these agents, because it's going to do nothing but help me. You know, what is it? Jay Kinder says, you don't have a recruit until that recruit recruits someone. A recruit isn't a recruit until they've recruited someone.
Wow.
That could not be truer in our world, guys.
Powerful.
Cannot be truer. So
it.
we may have all these people, but if they're not attracting agents, then guess what? You got a lot of babysitting you're doing.
I love the fact that after 25 years and obviously a fair amount of success in your real estate career, that you're willing to admit that it's uncomfortable stepping outside the box. Because we you know, when newer agents or agents that are, you know, in that early part of developing their career, and I say newer, anywhere up to about 5 years.
Yeah.
And then you can hit this complacency zone. But if you want to grow again, you got to get outside your box. So most of the things that we want to have bigger successes in comes in what you just said, like taking a look and saying, there's something here, I'm resisting it, I need to do something about it, right?
Yep.
So that, to me, that's a huge takeaway from this call, because it's easy to go, oh, wow, look, she's got it made. And, you know, she's got 300 agents. She's doing all these deals, you know, $12 million a year as an individual. I mean, those are all good things. And yet there's opportunity for growth.
Oh, always. I'm a forever student. And, you know, if you think about it, our business is so crazy, and there are so many different things that can happen on a daily basis. I learn something new every other week, it seems like.
Nice.
So
that is the truth. All right. So we've got the, you know, be kind to the other agents on the other side of the deal. Don't wait forever to ask them to come find out about EXP, but do so in a way of what do they like about where they are and what they not like. I love the, you know, the social media aspect. Let everybody know what you're up to be top of mind. Step outside the box. You're available, I'm assuming, for your clients just as much as you are for your agents. At least that's what I just heard. So any parting thoughts, any last things that we didn't get to touch on?
I don't think so, other than, you know, one of my agents, he's actually a level 2 for me, and he's in Yonkers, New York. And he's been with us now, and he's got about 100 people in his organization. And we were talking the other day, and I touch base with him periodically, and he's going to be on my accountability call starting on Thursday. And you know, we were just talking, and he's been with us about 2 years, and he said, you know, Keeley, what I'm finding out is, you know, I'm going to stop trying so hard. I'm going to share this gift with other agents, because he and I both know, and probably a lot of people on this call have been with this company for enough period of time now to realize that it really is a blessing and it's a gift. And there's no other real estate firm out there that offers what this firm offers, period. I know them all, at least in our market. And
no, there's none out there.
Right. So, you know, to come at and I always say attraction, not promotion. Attraction, not promotion. And that, you can attract people in your real estate deals. You can attract that agent on the other side. We don't think that we are, but we have a powerful, you know, we can be in a powerful position just by what we're doing and saying. But just to come at this from sharing a blessing rather than looking at it, you know, like I want 40 people in my you know, in my level 1 line. And trust me, that's the way I used to look at it. It was like 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, you know, and that's just all we thought about in the beginning. And I was up at night thinking about 40. And, but I tell you, since this is rolled out and it's changed and morphed, and we've learned what not to do because we've done a lot of things the wrong way. I mean, it really, to come at this from just a very relational and caring perspective on changing that other agent's life, as corny as that sounds, I mean, if it's changed your life, then you have personal experience. All you're doing is sharing, and I believe that too. I don't share anything that's just not been my experience. That's all I've got. My experience with this company is all I got. I don't know about you or you, but here's what it's done for me.
Yeah. And
my family. And you know, I think coming at it from that, rather than just all the numbers and the greed, and because I get that, I can go there. But the more I'm reminded, and that's how we're going to start our first accountability call on Thursday, is I'm going to have Rummy in New York share that revelation with the group. And that's how we're going to start. So that's what I would say.
I like it. The attraction, not promotion. So it's a beingness, it's a caring level, and being real, obviously.
Example. Yep.
So as you've been with us today. So Keeley, we really, really appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule to impart some wisdom to us. For everybody that's live on the call, thank you for tuning in. For everybody else who is watching this tonight, yes, we got a few people waving. And for those that watch it afterwards, we'd love to see you on here live so we can get some of your questions in the screen. However you attend, we do appreciate it. So Keeley, you rock. Thank you. When we're allowed to be at conventions and EXPCon or whatever, we're allowed to attend to next, I want to make sure that we get an opportunity to hang out and maybe break some bread together.
Thanks, Keeley.
Great. Thanks, guys. What a pleasure.
You can downplay it all you want, but you're an inspiration, and we're glad you came on with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Cheers.
Good luck, everybody.
See
I was
ya.
going to say, if I'm always open, if anybody wants to, I believe we got to give back to each other. And so if anybody, I'm just going to put my number in the chat real quick. And if
Okay.
anybody wants to give me a buzz and talk about anything that I've talked about, feel free.
There's a
All right.
giver.
Thanks, Keeley.
You're welcome. Bye, guys.
All right, guys.